welcome. Today I am making our family's recipe for gingerbread. I'm super excited to share it with you today. We're super excited to share it. We've been doing this recipe since we were really little kids with our mom, and we have a lot of fond memories just baking these gingerbread cookies around Christmas time every year. We're gonna start our gingerbread cookies with a lot of the wet ingredients. So we're gonna start out half a cup of sugar. So the difference between the light and dark brown sugars is the light brown sugar doesn't have that molasses flavor as much, but if you do use a dark brown sugar, you'll have a more molasses flavored gingerbread cookie. I used for this particular batch a dark brown sugar, but you can use light. Then I'm going to add 1.5 teaspoons of ground ginger. Again, all of these will be in the notes and comments and things like that, but I actually sometimes also up it if I really want some spice to this gingerbread cookie. So 1.5 to 2 teaspoons ground ginger, 3/4 of a teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, 1/4 of a teaspoon ground cloves, gives it that Christmassy flavor, and we have allspice. So we have all of that, and I like to give it a quick little mash up. Then to that, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of water, and then we're going to add a 1/2 cup of canola oil. This is for my tip and trick when you're adding the molasses in. I like to use, because we're also adding a 1/2 cup of molasses, what helps it not stick to the cup so much is when you have the oil that's already been poured into the cup. So the measuring cup has the oil in it, and then what we do is we measure out our 1/2 cup of molasses. Whoop. Our mother used to just take a spoonful of molasses and eat it right out of the jar. It's actually pretty good. The older I get, the more I actually like it. Okay, and then, voila. So it's not as difficult to, if we didn't have all the oil in here, all the molasses would stick to the side, you'd have to scrape it out. But this is my tip and trick for making it easier when you have that sticky sort of syrup going into your cookies. I like to take my hand mixer, my handy dandy hand mixer, and then we're gonna give it a lovely stir. Just like that. Great. Then we're going to slowly add our 2.5 cups of flour into this mix. So we'll start out by doing either a 1/2 cup or a cup at a time. A little bit more. Our last bits of flour to the mix. Alrighty. And we're gonna mix it in with our hand mixer again. We're not gonna destroy the kitchen completely, only slightly. And this is usually the part where Jared or Jenica would come in and just lick these guys clean for me after I do this. But since Jared is working right now and Jenica is filming, I'll save them for later for these guys.
Thank you.
All right. After we have our dough in a very sticky condition, we are actually going to put this batch into the refrigerator for about 2 hours up to overnight so that it's nice and cold and easier for you to work with. I'm going to cover it up, and then we'll check back with you in a little bit. I had a little bit of gingerbread already cooling in the refrigerator. I was about to say cooling in the oven. No, but that was not it. Cooling in the refrigerator. So here's what it looks like. And it's actually quite solid right now. So that's okay. So we're gonna take our spoon and we are gonna work it. This one's been in the refrigerator for longer than 2 hours. Definitely overnight. but that's again okay because it makes the dough easier to work with.
Works your muscles.
It does work my muscles. Okay. Okay. So it's going to be again just probably a little sticky still. Back to it. So we have a little bit of extra flour and we're just gonna sprinkle it on. Now, a thing that I actually forgot to mention is this exact recipe can be made to be gluten-free if you just put gluten-free flour, a 1-to-1 flour mix. Actually, these are vegan. So as you can see, I've kind of put flour on here just so that it's not too sticky to work with. So we are going to roll this baby out. And as we roll, it's probably going to be about 1/4 of an inch thick when we're done rolling it. All right, and then the fun part. We are going to take our fun little cookie cutters and we're going to go to town, baby. Look who's back from work. Oh my God.
Hello, Bill.
And the dogs are gonna lose their minds. And yeah, you're just gonna keep going until you have a couple trays full of gingerbread. As these are all done, we're gonna put them in the oven for 7 to 8 minutes at 375. I know, and it's gonna get into your beard, but that's okay. I mean, it's great. And then we'll be ready to take these out, cool them, and decorate them. Here we go. So fam, to make our traditional gingerbread glaze that we usually do, we take anywhere from 1/3 cup to 1/2 cup of sugar, depending on how much icing. You may even want to make more. And we put them in different bowls because we're going to make different colors. And then to our bowls of sugar, we either add almond milk or we add water. We just add a little splash. And you're probably wondering, why on earth do I have 3 bowls? Well, very good question. So to the ones that you want to add some color to, and again, have fun with this, you can do any colors that you want using your food coloring. So today we're definitely gonna do some green and we're probably gonna do some red. Thinking of actually making it more of a yellow green this year. So I'm gonna add a hint, 1 drop of the yellow. Alrighty, and let's see what this makes. Recommendation is to go slow on this and then add as you go, because you want it to not be completely a drippy consistency. You want it to have some body. This is roughly, you want it kind of drippy, but also thick enough so that it'll stick to a cookie. Alrighty, so we have some green here. I have yellow, oops. And then I'm gonna do a white as well. And then we're gonna go take those cookies out and let them cool. And then we'll get back to decorating. Frosting over, and we're taking all of our cookies out of the oven and we're putting them on a cooling rack. So now for the fun part, the decorating. Woohoo! So we have our little glazes here. And again, they're thin, but not too thin. And pretty much what we like to do is we'll take our little cookies. Sometimes we'll take knives or the forks, the spoons, and we kind of just do a little quick glaze. I recommend either putting them back onto a cookie sheet, or we have been known to sometimes actually just cover the entire decorating space. If we're decorating with a lot of friends and family, we do that and we put wax paper down and then everybody can go to town. So pretty much let your creativity go. So we're just gonna, oh, those were warm. Okay, sometimes I like to take the stars and just dip them right in. And what'll happen to these is the glaze is actually gonna harden. So you have a nice little crisp topping to your soft, mushy gingerbread. The cookies themselves are not that sweet, so when you're adding the sugar frostings and all the little extra candies, it kind of also enhances the flavor of the cookies themselves. As I'm decorating, I'm gonna take a quick cookie break to see how these babies are. Delicious. Fantastic. Nice ginger flavor. Not too spicy, not too bold, just right. Again, gingerbread are truly one of my favorite Christmas cookies. I could probably eat them all year round. And again, I just absolutely have loved them ever since I was a little girl. Again, this is a fun family holiday tradition for us. So we hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know if you liked it. We would love to hear. But thanks so much for watching, fam. And again, we'll see you soon. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers, happy cookie making.